Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And give this video a like up. On the popular CBS soap, Young and the Restless, Connor Newman, Judah Mackey, appears to be gaining control of his obsessive-compulsive disorder. However, the actions of his parents, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan, raise concerns about his mental health. Adam and Chelsea's ongoing disputes cause issues. Also, their relationships with Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, have evolved into a complex web of lies and betrayals, and this could potentially jeopardize Connor's recovery. The parents' continual use of Connor as a shield from criticism and confrontation is a problem. Connor was released from inpatient to outpatient therapy, but the young Newman may find himself caught in the crossfire of his parents' deceit. The stress of managing Adam and Chelsea's issues has also led to the formation of a support group, and it is between Billy and Sally, who themselves are kept in the dark about the affair between Adam and Chelsea. The potential impact of this tension on Connor's mental health is a significant concern on Young and the Restless. If the truth were to come out and result in the dissolution of Billy's relationship with Chelsea and Sally's with Adam, and this may cause Connor to blame himself. So, are Adam and Chelsea's lies and betrayal going to implode? And will they send Connor back into another mental health spiral? Get all your daily Young and the Restless spoilers and news here at Soap Dirt, and stay tuned for updates on your favorite characters' fates. The autumn leaves drifted through the wind in Genoa City, their crisp rustle echoing the storm brewing inside Connor Newman's young heart. Once a bright and thoughtful boy, Connor had been clawing his way out of the shadow of obsessive-compulsive disorder for the better part of a year. Therapy sessions, support groups, even journaling, he had done it all. Progress wasn't linear, but he had been fighting. Until now, it began with whispers. Low murmurs behind closed doors, the subtle shift in his parents' tones when they spoke to each other. Connor wasn't oblivious, he was sharp, intuitive. Too intuitive for his own good. Chelsea and Adam had always had a turbulent relationship, a roller coaster of passionate highs and destructive lows. But somehow, Connor had believed that, for him, they were trying to make it work. Then came the discovery. A misplaced phone, a text message glowing on the screen, the name Billy in bold letters. Chelsea's words were there, plain as daylight, followed by a heart emoji and a message. Last night meant everything. Connor dropped the phone like it was acid, burning a hole through his already raw nerves. His breaths came fast. 1, 2, 3, he counted, trying to stop the spiral. But it was too late. The storm had already hit. He turned the doorknob 6 times before leaving his room. Tapped his left foot, right foot, left again. It wasn't just Chelsea's betrayal that pierced his heart. A week later, a cruel twist of fate revealed that Adam had also been hiding a secret, an affair of his own, with none other than Sally Spectra. "I'm sorry," Adam said, kneeling beside him in his room, the very same room where Connor had marked the walls with sticky notes to remind himself. Breathe. Count. Trust. "You said you wanted our family back," Connor muttered, his voice barely above a whisper, his fingers twitching against his jeans. Was that a lie too? Connor's therapist, Dr. Marsh, noticed the regression almost immediately. His routines were intensifying. His anxiety levels were through the roof. And he'd begun to exhibit compulsions he hadn't shown since the earliest days of his diagnosis. Retracing his steps, repeatedly checking locks, fearing he had contaminated people with his touch. She stood there, broken, unable to argue with the truth, watching her son unravel, knowing she had helped pull the thread that started it all. "He needs stability," Chelsea said, arms folded tight across her chest. "Maybe it's time he lives with me full-time." Connor heard it all, every word, every accusation, every shifting of blame. And inside, The knots tightened. In school, he couldn't concentrate. Teachers noticed him erasing his answers until the paper tore. Lunch went uneaten. He washed his hands until they cracked. Kids whispered. One boy called him a weirdo, and Connor didn't even flinch. Payne felt duller now, like he was living inside a glass jar, watching everything from behind a fogged-up wall. At the therapist's office, he didn't sit on the couch. He stood in the corner, facing the wall, tapping it rhythmically, 7 times, pause, 7 times again. He didn't speak for a long time, but then, slowly, he turned, tears running down his cheeks. Because if I was better, if I wasn't broken, maybe they wouldn't cheat. Maybe they wouldn't yell. Maybe I could fix them. Dr. Marsh worked tirelessly in the following weeks. Sessions became more frequent. Chelsea and Adam began attending therapy as co-parents, forced to confront the collateral damage of their actions. The road ahead was steep, unpaved, full of shadows. They learned to apologize not just with words but with action. Connor, slowly, tentatively, began writing again in his journal. His rituals didn't disappear overnight, but he began to regain a sliver of control. At school, he spoke up during a mental health awareness assembly. It was just a few sentences about OCD, about how it feels like being trapped in your own mind, about how sometimes the people who hurt you are the ones you love most. He would never forget the betrayal. It would always sting. But he was learning that his worth wasn't defined by his parents' failures, that his OCD didn't make him weak, that sometimes being young and restless didn't mean being lost forever.